When it comes to entertaining, I love to entertain, but I think it can get a little stressful. So I've put a game plan together that, makes entertaining easy and fun, so you're not in the kitchen the whole time. About 3 or 4 days before, or even a week ahead of the party, I kind of start making a list of things that I can, check, done, already done, just trying to get as much done ahead of time so that the night of your evening, you're not in the kitchen the whole time and everybody else is having a great time, but you're stuck in the kitchen. So, and I also think that, 1 or 2 or 3 dishes is great. You don't need to do 15 different things. Keep it simple, keep it fresh, keep it wonderful, keep it pretty, and talk about fresh and pretty and wonderful. We're going to start out this dinner under the stars with something that makes a great appetizer, or it can even be the salad meal. They're Caprese skewers, and you've probably heard of the Caprese salad, which is fresh tomatoes, fresh mozzarella cheese, and basil. So we're going to take that idea and put it on skewers, because these days, it's very in to have things on a stick or a skewer. They're putting just about everything on a stick. Not just corn dogs anymore, and they just look very, very pretty. So just like when you're eating fruit, if you're, eating a couple pieces of fruit, that's fine. But if you thread fruit onto skewers and all of a sudden make fruit kebabs, watch them disappear. Just a little bit more appealing. So same idea for this. So I basically picked up some 5-inch skewers. They have them right at Festival, or you can get the longer ones. You could even do little ones and do like little, toothpick type skewers. And then we've got some grape or cherry tomatoes that are all over the place this time of year. So we're just going to basically thread the different ingredients onto a skewer and then make a light marinade to go along with it. So first we'll do our cherry or our grape tomato, and then we'll do some fresh basil. Now these happen to be really big basil leaves, so we'll go ahead and cut them in half. And you can pick up nice big bunches of basil at the farmer's market. You can also just pick them up if you're not growing them. They have them right at Festival Foods. And this is the cherry size fresh mozzarella balls, which again, we found those, picked them up right at Festival. If you can't find them though, you can actually just take the logs of fresh mozzarella cheese and do those with, cut those up into smaller pieces. But you can see how pretty these look. So, and the kids can even get in the kitchen and start helping with these. Now, as far as getting things done ahead, you can get these skewers done morning of, no problem. And then just keep them in the refrigerator. And then the dressing that we're going to make, you could have that done a couple of days ahead. And basically then, drizzle the dressing on before serving. So there's lots of things that you can do to get things done ahead of time. Even for this dinner under the stars, you can get really nice paper plates. You don't have to spend a fortune, and you don't want to. You don't have to do the dishes. Being in the kitchen doing the dishes the whole time. People get it that it's entertaining the easy way, and the paper plates now are really. There's some really pretty ones out there. So. All right, we're going to line up our skewers. Now, the very big thing when it comes to, I learned so much from my chef friends and that cater parties all the time, and pick yourself up some pretty big white platters. And they're not expensive, but you're looking for a white space. And boy, these look so pretty with the colors that we've going on here against a white background. So. And you don't want to overcrowd the platter. We can continue to fill it up, so keep that in mind as well. So you can have more of these done in the fridge, but maybe put, 6 or 8 on the platter. I hope you're getting the kids in the kitchen, because summer's a perfect time to do that. And I know Ireland loves doing little projects like this. And, the little ones, they can learn how to count. So many fun things. All right, we'll put one more together and then we'll get to work on the marinade. All right, so you see how easy these are, and they're just so pretty and they're tasty too. All right. Gorgeous big basil leaves. Same goes for the tomatoes. If you, if you're growing tomatoes, you could certainly just use, seeded, diced chunks of tomatoes rather than the cherry tomatoes. I mean, this is more of a method than, whoops. Now I'll get to talking, and Anne's giving me the look. The basil, we're basically alternating the colors on the skewer, so I got the look over there, and then I knew I wasn't doing something right. All right. So you get the idea. We've got these really pretty Caprese skewers all lined up in a platter, and then we're going to make a real quick, easy vinaigrette that's just going to give them some great flavor. So we've got about 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then I've got some fresh herbs. We had our fresh basil that's in our Caprese salad, so we'll go ahead and give that a little chop. That's going to go in there. And what other fresh Italian herbs that you may happen to have or come across? Italian parsley is always a good one. And I always remind people, when you're cooking with parsley or you're using parsley in a recipe, go for the flat leaf or the Italian parsley, not the curly parsley. That's more meant to just decorate a plate. This has much better flavor. So we'll give our parsley a rough chop. Love fresh rosemary. It can be a very strong herb, so maybe we'll just use a little bit of it. Kind of looks like a pine tree. So what I do is I just take the leaves, run my fingers down them. You could also, a fun thing to do is actually skewer your kebabs here, your tomatoes and your mozzarella and your basil on rosemary skewer. So that's another fun little idea. So we're going to give that rosemary a rough chop. You could do a little bit of oregano. Just a nice mix of fresh Italian herbs just to dress up these kebabs and give them some nice flavor. I just think it's so fun. Summer flies by so quick, and fall, too, is a great time to have dinner under the stars. Grab a sweater if it gets a little cool, light some candles, usually not as buggy. Any chance I can eat outside, I just think it makes it more special. You can do all sorts of things with candles or even white Christmas lights to dress things up. And now I'm going to do just about a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar and some salt and pepper. So this is an easy one too. Whisk that together, and this you can have done a couple of days ahead. One of those things you can kind of cross off your list. And then just going to take a spoon. You've got our kebabs right here that look absolutely gorgeous, don't they? Almost too pretty to eat. And just drizzle some of this balsamic vinaigrette right over the top of the skewers. That's going to soak in there and give the cheese, which I love fresh mozzarella cheese, but it can be a little bit boring. It's going to give it some great flavor and flavor up the tomato too. So there you go, Caprese skewers. It looks very gourmet, very fancy. Totally will look like a rock star, and I mean, takes minutes to throw together. So recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any area festival foods. And we're just getting this dinner party under the stars started. We've got lots more fun recipes. We're going to show you how to dress up chicken. We'll also show you how to do a wonderful steak on the grill, great big tortellini pasta salad, and mint meltaways for dessert. How about that menu? Sounds pretty good too. We'll be back.